How's it going, everybody? You guys still freaking out over this virus? Now I was gonna show you guys I'm gonna show you guys how to do some I guess it would be called social distancing evangelism. I would say that one of the best ones is just open air preaching, because you can preach loud and man, you can catch people 10 feet away, 20 feet away. I mean, it's easy. So you can do that. And also right here I have a little gospel tract. This is one of my favorite tracts, actually, that was written by a good brother in the Lord. His name is Brother Kerrigan, and he also prints our tracts, so I highly recommend him. If you need somebody to print tracts for you, Pinpoint Evangelism. This is a really good tract. He also prints our custom tracts, so give him a shout. We highly recommend him. What you see here, this little stick right here, it's 4 feet. You get some tape, you can get a clothespin, you can get a paper clip. I mean, it works. So this is 4 feet, and of course, you know, everything is so technical now with all this scare on the virus, but it's 4 feet right there. So they say 6 feet, so here's 6 foot right here, and I'm gonna grab my little stick here. You take the track and you just you clip it on like this. See that? So then you extend it out when you're in public. You grab it like that, and see the extension there? You know, so you're looking at 6 foot right there. See that? 6 feet. 6 feet right there. So you will be able to hand out a gospel tract without being arrested for spreading out, you know, some kind of virus that's going on or supposed to be on, or whatever they want to call it. But don't let the coronavirus slow you down from sharing the gospel. We actually used this method many years ago, back in 1996, 97, 98. We were passing out tracts here in our city at a intersection of North 1st and Willis Street, and we were standing at the parking lot, and well, you know what, I'll just show you guys where we were at. So just come with me. So here we are. We'll head over there to the intersection that I'm talking about. It's less than a mile from my house, but back then it was me and Amy, and we had a few people coming out with Jesus Cru Street Ministries. We've been doing this for the past 35 years, and so when we were there, we actually got in trouble by the police department. So I thought they didn't want to step in on the street. And you know what? I mean, they had every right to be concerned, because it was a weekend and the traffic was crazy, and you know, it was cruise night. back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, there was hundreds and hundreds, you know, actually a couple of thousand, probably 3,000-4,000 teenagers, young people used to hang out in our city. But then they passed the city ordinance and they shut it down. They just, you know, there was a lot of kids that would hang out in these parking lots right here. I'm talking full. There would be people everywhere. Every Friday night, Saturday night, we would park our car and walk. Me and Amy would just walk down the street, and there was hundreds and hundreds of teenagers and young people, even some older people, adults would just come and hang out here, and they'd sit there and drink and party, and you know, but the city stopped them. But this intersection right here is where we used to be. So I'm gonna show you just how we got in trouble. So here it goes. So here at this intersection, we used to come out here, and some of our people were going, some of the guys on our crew, they would actually have to step on the road to hand out a tract. So we'd have to take a few steps on the street, come back to this spot right here. Well, when the cars were here, stopped at this red light, we couldn't step on the street. So they had their windows rolled down, and what we would do is we'd put the gospel tract on the stick, and it would give us the opportunity to hand out a tract and not step on the street, because with a 4-foot stick, that kept us from standing on the street. So we would have some people there. We'd also have some people here, and you can imagine 15 or 20 people stretched out right here. So all we were doing is we would step like this and hand out a tract. But the cop said it was too dangerous. You can't be doing that. If you do that, we're gonna give you a ticket. They actually gave us a ticket for parking in this parking lot. I got 3 or 4 tickets from the police department. Of course, later on they were dismissed because they found out that you can preach the gospel on public sidewalks in this city and any city in the United States of America. So I won my case here, and we also have a pending case in the city of San Antonio for handing out gospel tracts on a public sidewalk. Can you imagine that? But anyway, this right here can work for all those guys that are out there passing out tracts. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but with all this 6 feet apart, 10, I mean, man, it's ridiculous. But you know what? We can't allow that to stop us from preaching the gospel, from passing out tracts, from witnessing to people. We'll continue to share the gospel, no matter how bad this thing gets. You know, we still gotta stay on the street. Somebody needs to be on the street. So we're definitely gonna keep doing that. But this is just an idea. It worked back then. I know it'll still work today. But you can picture, you know, cars right there on the street with their windows rolled down, and we would just stick this little stick in the window. If we saw that there was 3 or 4 people in the car, we would clip about 4 or 5 tracks in there. We'd do a head count, and we'd clip them on there, and man, just hand it to one person, and they would pass them out to everybody else, and it worked really well. So it's just a thought, you know, if if you're out and about, if you want to go out in the park and pass these out, you can hand them out and have a safe distance where they won't freak out because you know, you're getting too close to them. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. So love you guys. God bless y'all, and we'll talk to you guys later on.